seen our stuff? Wow, that's so cool. So how many people have not seen any of our stuff? Okay, all right, we're like 50-50.
Cool.
That's brilliant. Okay, so Standard Action is a web series based out of Vancouver. We are about half of the cast and crew, and I'm going to let them all go by and introduce themselves, so we'll start on the end.
Me? Yeah. All right. Hi, my name is Carla Miller, also known as Sumi. I do the production design, and also I'm the second camera.
And she's an enforcer, too.
I'm an enforcer. We're at PAX, so go prisoners!
I'm Vanessa Driveness. I'm an associate producer. I do costume design. I do PR and marketing, and I was in 2 episodes as Veronica Lagrange.
I am Edwin Perez, and I am very, very loud. I play Fernando. I also do costume design along with Vanessa here, and I was one of the original people who started off with Standard Action.
My name is Pratt, and I play Guinevere. And Vanessa is actually training me to be one of her PR minions as well. So I'll be taking that on as well.
And my name is Joanna. I'm the writer and producer. I also play Edda. With Edwin and my director Rob, we started out Standard Action together in Vancouver. So as you can tell, we all do an awful lot of stuff. In the description for this panel, I tried to stress exactly how unconventional our approach to web series is, because it really is very unconventional. We turn around incredibly fast. We all do a lot of different jobs. We try to keep our production time from writing to, we go through writing, production, post-production, and we post online within a space of 3 weeks. So when you're watching an episode, keep that in mind. I mean, the production value is incredible, and we managed to pull that off in a 3-week turnaround. So we're very proud of ourselves for that. And before I get into talking too much about what we do, I'm going to show you an episode just so everybody can, come back to the same page, since there's a lot of people out there who haven't seen us, which is fantastic. So let's hit episode 7. So that was episode 7. Episode 7 is a nice little sort of in the middle of the story where it's enjoyable even if you don't know anything about the rest of the series. So yeah, Standard Action. We have nearly all of our first season out right now. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we started it. I wrote it because it was right. I'm really heavy into D&D, so I played a lot of 3.5. And then 4th edition came out. And I was really disappointed that 4th edition came out without my 4 favorite character classes in it. So that's Sorcerer, Barbarian, Bard, and Druid. And of course now they've come out with it, so now they've come out with their secondary player's handbook. But I was really disappointed that they didn't have these classes, and I kind of figured, well, it was kind of because they were a bit lame. Like they're kind of hard to play. It's hard to play a good Bard. It's hard
and be effective.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, we'll write this series about these 4 ineffectual sort of misfit adventurers, and it just sort of started out as a fun time running around in the woods playing with swords, and it turned into something really amazing and really fun. And I wrote the first 4 episodes and didn't write any more, and then we started casting people and started getting to the story, and then just wrote as we went. So we'd write episode 5 and then film it and post-produce it and release it. And then from what I learned from that, from the way the characters were picking up on the lines I was writing, I let that inspire more writing. So I'd write episode 8, depending on what episode 7 looked like, and start really allowing the actors to play with what they did, which is crazy. I mean, it's a totally dynamic way of making a series. We completely, it was basically we had no plan. We had a very, very basic plan, and then we ended up throwing it away most of the time anyway, because people would come up with really interesting ideas on set, and we'd just sort of start to run with it. So if anybody has any questions for us right now, I will totally start taking them now. Otherwise, I can just sort of go on and chat about whatever you guys want to talk about.
There's a microphone right there.
There is a microphone on the side there. If you guys want to go and ask questions, that's really cool. Is there anything in particular you want to hear about how we do this? No? All right.
We also have some trivia questions with prizes. We have a couple of t-shirts to give away. We also have some custom handmade dice bags from costume screen worn material. Yes. So, if you guys want to come up and, well, not come up here, but if you, we'll be asking some questions, and if you guys want to answer those, we'll give some winners of that. We also have a whole bunch of DVDs that we need to give away, and we have some buttons and some custom dice. So, yeah, you should find us after this. Yeah, come see us.
And I know the guy in the mic here. Hey, Travis, how's it going?
Turn it on.
Wait.
Oh, there you go.
I'm so awkward. When you guys are doing standard action, obviously it's based on the D&D rulebook, fourth edition. It's been a long time. I used to play a lot of second. I know second best. When you guys are shooting it, like, do you? Because I remember I was on the shoot for the first one.
Yeah.
Do you guys like? Do you have like the rule book handy for consulting? if for example your character Edda is just like, well, I have to do this. It's part of the screen. You have to like consult the book. Be like, barbarians can't do that.
To be honest, I think the 3.5 manual is in my head entirely.
We do take a lot of license too, though. It's not entirely D&D based. We have a lot of other influences, a lot of movies and other video games and stuff. So we don't stick strictly to D&D. So there's a lot of other stuff where we sort of branch out, especially when it comes to character development and story and stuff. So.
Badass.
Yeah, we try to. My background is definitely, my geekiness spans across many different things, but, D&D is definitely one of them. However, we didn't want to make a series that was straight out of the book. Like, we wanted it to be inspired by a huge amount of different stuff. Like, if you watch it, you've got stuff from everything from Star Trek to geeky video games to MMO to Firefly. Yeah, we've got all sorts of different stuff in there, so we try and draw from everything to give everybody a bit of something. Every once in a while, like, we try to keep it light. Like, we don't take ourselves seriously. So every once in a while, yeah, we will go back to the rules. You'll hear somebody say something like, what's the intelligence quote?
One of our best lines is, "It's statistically impossible to be happy with an intelligence score over 14." And that's when Martin the Druid gets fired from his original party. Because the cleric's like, "Martin, we just can't do this. You're not happy, and you're bringing the group down."
Druids aren't supposed to be intelligent, man.
So we like to throw in there's a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of nerdy references, all the way down to set deck and costumes. There's stuff and references everywhere. I don't know that we have a comprehensive list, but watch the episodes, and there's tons of stuff in there to find. So, hey.
Hi, this is the first time I've ever seen the show, so
Awesome!
Welcome!
But just from that first episode, which is again the first episode of the show I've ever seen, what kind of what is there, other than the obvious D&D influence, what is the kind of world like? I'm guessing, because there's lots of, the fantasy elements, the wizards and all that, and magic and all that kind of stuff. But I also noticed there's the jazz references, there's the homeroom classes. I believe that the druid is running around wearing Converse.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that was intentional, that kind of world.
No, we totally missed the shoes.
If you're on a budget,
wearing them on the day.
If you're on a budget, I understand.
No, you're right. Yeah, we are. One of the big things we want to do is to let people know that this is not a serious show. Like, we are not taking ourselves seriously. There are anachronisms throughout, the Converse shoes. We place it in a pseudo-fantasy world, but it almost feels like these are characters that know that they're in a game. So that they know they're living in a game within our world. So things come up like references to jazz.
But yeah, there's no electricity, I don't think. Yeah,
no,
not yet anyway. It is an entirely fantasy world, but we haven't actually named it specifically. So I don't know that it's set in a specific universe. It's just set in a general fantasy, medieval, gamey universe. So there is magic, but I don't think there are specific rules or names for things.
And just having that crossover, like the Converse and the glasses, all that kind of stuff, gives us a lot of freedom to make references outside, and references that I think we all get as
boy bands,
boy bands, weapons of mass destruction, and that kind of stuff, right? So we have a lot of room to play with that and throw that stuff out there.
And is there an overarching theme to the show or anything like that, or is it just you guys are having some fun?
No, I mean there is. It's kind of feels like it's like a coming of age story set in a fantasy world. So honestly, these four people who are misfits who don't fit into adventuring society, I mean they're basically just geeks, right? They're like me when I was in high school and I didn't fit in at all. And they're just trying really, really hard. So yeah, I mean the overarching theme is being cool with yourself, really, if we want to be all squishy about it. But yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun doing it, and that's one of the main points. But yeah, I mean there's always going to be that element of trying to fit in and trying really, really hard and doing your best. So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for the show.
Sure.
Thank you.
You were talking about how you do production things a lot differently than normal web series, and such as the writing episode 8 after you do 7 and things like that. Can you give us some other examples of things that you do that are very unconventional?
Well, I mean, the turnaround time is pretty huge.
3 weeks is kind of crazy.
Yeah. That was, and
Hardly anybody else is doing that.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, it's got its ups and its downs, really. And because we had that short turnaround, it made a lot of other things happen in terms of unconventional stuff, like just the editing process and all that. I mean, the turnaround happening so quickly. The reason we did that was because when we first started going, like when Edwin and Rob and I were talking about doing this, there were a lot of other people who had sort of the same idea. I mean, Journey Quest was just coming out, and they're awesome, and we love them, and we looked at them, and we were like, wow, these guys are great. Damn it, too bad we didn't think of this, 6 months ago. But then there were a lot of other people who were talking about it, too, and there were a lot of people that we wanted to get involved in our project, so we're like, well, let's just do it. Let's just make it. Let's just write it, film it, put it out there, and see what happens, and let's do it as fast as possible, because we didn't want it to get lost in post-production. A lot of people get lost in post-production. The editing process just mires them down, and it's because it's so difficult. So instead of being really paralyzed by wanting it to be perfect, we decided to just make it.
Yeah, and it kind of gives it more kind of a laid-back, relaxed feel as well. But you guys obviously have really talented people with production.
Thank you.
The mime scene was great.
And our mime isn't here.
I know. Yeah.
Thanks.
Everybody that's asked a question, come up and I'll give you a DVD and a custom dice. We have dice that say watch Standard Action. So yeah, there you go. All right. DVD. And the DVDs have commentary that is exclusive to PAX and Fan Expo. You won't be able to get this commentary anywhere else, and it will never be available again. Okay, we got it. You want to talk to us? We'll talk afterwards.
I'd just like to mention one other thing that I just thought of in saying the unconventional stuff. Yeah, we filmed 10 to 12 pages in a day as well. So if anybody knows about production,
Yes.
And along with that also comes like the creation of the sets, and as soon as Joanna finishes the script, we suddenly know what characters we're going to need to create costumes for, or what we're going to need for set, and so in that period of time we build and create everything that's needed for that episode.
It's also great to have. We were invited to give input towards our characters. Like as the series went on, Joanna would say, okay, where do you want to take your character now? Right? The next couple of episodes may not necessarily be written. What do you want to do? And I think that's really unconventional. I'm guessing. I think it is. Like to be invited to say, if you know your character, what do you want your character to do? Yeah, and that's fun as an actor.
Yeah, and that was really, because I started out as an actor. I mean, I still am an actor, and that's where I'm coming from. And I always find, in whatever project that I do, is if the director gives the actor the freedom to run with their ideas, it always turns out better. As long as they stay within a framework, of course. I mean, Wendy's not allowed to become a steampunk airship pilot, or maybe
She'd be pretty bad.
maybe next season. But yeah, no, absolutely, that was really important to do for me. And it got to the point that by the end of the season, they knew their characters well enough to be like, no, you know what? I don't think Martin would do that or say that. Or yeah. So.
Next question.
Hi, hey, I'm from Vancouver also.
Yay!
Your show basically reminds me of that British comedy Space with Simon Pegg.
Okay, all right.
Red Dwarf.
No.
But there's something else called
Space.
Oh, Space. Okay.
Space. They did 2 seasons with Simon Pegg and who's the other actor? The
Nick
bigger
Frost.
guy. The big guy. Nick Frost. Thank you. Highly recommend watching it.
Okay.
We also shot, my writer and I, we also shot our own web series. We shot 3 episodes, and I was just curious how you guys are planning on promoting and tell us a little bit about that part.
That's very,
Oh,
very
and
good
congratulations on your 2nd season with your Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're actually doing a lot of promoting right now, so if you like us, please tell your friends, please share, get as many people to watch this as possible. We just started an Indiegogo fundraiser. This first season was entirely self-funded with no outside help. Which is pretty also phenomenal. And we actually paid all of our crew and our actors an honorarium, which is unheard of in independent web series. So most of our money went to people, and a lot of people donated their time and their supplies and stuff. So if you guys want a 2nd season, we need to get the word out there, and we need donations. And the more of you, and even if you can't donate, that's cool too. We understand we're all broke as hell ourselves. But if you know people that would like it that could donate, or if you just view it as many times as possible, it makes us look more attractive to corporate sponsors. And that's what we really want to do. So.
And I've got my heart set on a trailer. You know, Tara wants to make
Only
a room,
green
so
M&Ms.
please
Somebody can take that out.
make the dream happen.
But yeah, promotion. Promotion is a whole nother ball of wax, really. I mean, coming from the point of view of being an artist and being a creator, man, is it ever hard. You know, you get to that point where you've done the creation, you've created something beautiful that you love, and trying to show it to other people and to make the money and all that kind of stuff. It's like outside my sphere of influence. So, I mean, Vanessa's doing a lot of the marketing and promotion stuff. We are very lucky to have been asked to do this kind of thing at a lot of different conventions this year, which is fantastic. And we've got 5 or 6 that we've done. So yeah, hopefully just getting the word out there. We're going to be doing some merchandise stuff. We've got some t-shirts going on, some DVDs that are not made yet, but we'll get them being sold, plus the fan fundraising stuff.
Yeah, the perks for Indiegogo are pretty cool. There's more dice bags, there's DVDs, there's some signed stuff. There's music downloads, there's wallpapers.
Character sheets of our characters.
There's roll-up character sheets. Also, if you have a lot of money you want to donate, you can actually get Wendy's cape. Or you can, if you donate a lot of money, you can actually get all of the weapons of the main characters, and they're all banged up and from different combat scenes and stuff. They're really cool. Screenies. You can have Edda's giant broadsword. It'd be pretty awesome.
It only looks giant because I'm holding it.
It's really a knife. It's a kitchen knife.
Really, it's a kitchen knife. She's just me. So, next question.
Hi, I'm from Calgary.
Hey, so funny. Hi. Oh yeah, I know you.
I just wanted to ask questions about like the shooting schedule and also how you're able to fit this with the rest of your life. Because I'm sure it takes a lot of time, and you know what I mean. Like it's not a full-time gig yet, I'm assuming.
No, it feels like it.
Some of us did. We just squeezed it in addition.
Yeah, all of us have day jobs. We shoot on the weekends. We tried to keep up production schedule. We shot a full day every second weekend, and then the weekend in between we'd be doing post-production, which was incredibly difficult for some of us because, for example, my director, who isn't here right now, Rob Hunt, he is the director and the DOP, director of photography,
and the editor,
as well as the editor and the special effects. So he was working all the time.
Yeah, some of us we don't sleep ever.
I think I might be sleeping. Yeah, it was a heavy schedule. I mean, I would say it's probably the hours of another day job on top of our day jobs, really. And that's one of the reasons why we would like some help for 2nd season.
It was very busy. we also did some block shooting, so if we knew like location-based wise, like for episode, there was a couple episodes where like we knew we would have interior and exteriors, so we would, if we had the script ready, we could shoot all the interiors for the next 2 episodes on the same day, and then the next weekend shoot we would do all the exteriors. We actually shoot outside most of the time, but we do have some pretty cool interior scenes. But yeah, the production schedule was kind of crazy. And again, it was very much fly by the seat of your pants. It was very, hey, is everybody available 2 weeks from now? Awesome. So it was a lot of that, and it was a lot of, but outside of shooting, it was a lot of people just being really disciplined and dedicated, and we trusted our team to do their job, and we were incredibly lucky to get such an amazing team, and everybody really put in a lot of effort and showed up on the day with the costumes, set, deck, everybody's lines were learned. Like it was a pretty intense schedule there for about 7 to 8 months, but obviously the product was so worth it.
That the hunter's cabin that you saw in episode 7, that's Edwin's garage, his parents' garage actually, and Carla decided to go nuts and make it into a hunter's cabin, and that's what it turned into. That's actually a garage. Yeah.
It helped that it was dark though.
Thanks.
Come get your stuff.
Okay. Basically, the first episode I've seen looks good. I was wondering, is there an overall plot for the first season?
Absolutely,
yes, there is.
In a nutshell?
Ooh, okay, go writer. Okay, I won't give any spoilers.
Double it or die.
I won't. No, I'll give you a treatment rather than a spoiler. The bard and the sorcerer, who are Edwin and Tara's characters, just sitting right here, they were part of a party that had a cleric and a ranger in it. And the story sort of begins with episode 3, where they wake up in the woods and the rest of their party is gone. So they come into town to build a new party to go out and look for their 2 missing party members. And they find the druid and the barbarian, and they take them out to go looking for them. And basically the story follows them on their level 1 quest, trekking out into the woods to try and track down these people. And they find them, and they find some things that they're not expecting to find as well. So, plot twist. What did we're actually planning on at the end of this panel, we'll be showing episode 12. I'll give you a little bit of warning, so if you want to run away, I don't mind. It's okay, because it will be a big spoiler. So, but it will be our West Coast premiere.
Hey, I'm from Vancouver also. I was wondering, for all the exterior stuff, do you guys go through the work of getting permits and everything? Or is it just
yeah, that question always comes up. So we had, like Carla's got a really big old yard out in Abbotsford. We filmed a bunch of stuff there. A lot of if you ever see an interior tavern space, that's the Fish House in Stanley Park, the restaurant.
My husband was a manager there for a short while.
We made a deal with them to film in their basement. We've done a bunch in people's houses, like Edwin's garage. So yeah, we have done a bunch of, we've worked really hard to make deals with people that's basically like, we will film there in exchange for promoting you, in exchange for putting you in our credits, that kind of thing. And it's amazing how many people will be willing to do it. It's amazing how many people will look at the stuff we have already and be like, yeah, you know what, that's cool. I could totally do that. You know, I could be involved in that. As long as, you know, you're really good about not leaving a mess, not breaking anything. People are pretty good.
Yeah, so the exteriors, most of the time that was private property as well, but there were a couple that weren't, and so it was very like, we had to not spread all of our crap out, especially having swords and stuff, so that way we could like pack up and leave right away.
But it helps that we use DSLRs, so there's no rules against photography, so we basically just pretend like we're doing a photo
shoot. So as long as we hide the boom mic and the slate, then we'll be like, no, we're not filming at all, we're just taking photographs. But we knock on wood, haven't been hassled yet So, well,
There was
there was a park ranger
yeah.
once, and she was more concerned about
really nice.
the contamination in the field from leftover bullets and the bears. It was a shooting range. She's like, do you know that this field's contaminated? And we're like, oh my god, we're going to die. And we're like, also, there are bears. About, 100 meters, 200 meters up that way, there's some fresh scat, and we're like, oh my god, we really are going to die. But for the most part, yeah, I think the technical term that we shoot is guerrilla. But our hopes for season 2, we would like to have the money to be able to do insurance and permits and union waivers and all that kind of stuff.
Sets.
Yeah.
So we can turn around really quick.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, thanks.
Come here.
Actually, our boom mic operator is in the audience right now. Travis, who came up and asked his question, was our sound guy for episode 0.
So we have some trivia questions. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Here we go. All right.
Of course.
My apologies to the audience that aren't interested in this, but could you just kind of technically geek out on the production details, like the gear you're using and the editing suite and all that stuff?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, don't look to us. Yeah, we shoot on 2 Canon DSLRs, T2Is, which are beautiful little cameras, which now you can get the bodies for probably about $700. The lenses we have, the lenses probably cost more than the camera. We are still operating on less lenses than we should be. However, we just discovered that there's a great little adapter that you can buy now where you can actually adapt old 1970s lenses to your DSLR camera. We're going to start doing that. It's very exciting.
Yeah, we have some really gorgeous vintage lenses from the 70s that are we can't wait to use.
And on the sound side, we use Zoom H4n for our sound recorder. We just got a new Rode boom mic as well, which is great. Editing suite, we were all PC people, so we use the Adobe editing suite, so Premiere Pro and After Effects. After Effects is what all of our special effects are done in. Sound editing, Audacity. We do pretty well with it, and Audacity is free for everybody who doesn't know.
Check out Reaper.
Check out what, sorry? Reaper, okay. Did you want to? And yeah, we scored a really awesome 4-foot camera crane that has really upped our production value. It was very cheap. We have Tommy Jig. We have a new glide cam. So a couple steady mounts. Yeah, we had a homemade steady cam for a really long time. We finally invested in a real one, which is awesome. Yeah, we fly on the basics. I mean, I know that Rob told me that basically if we were to do a second season, there are a few things that we really need to get. But to be honest, I'm very happy with what we've done, and our gear, I don't know, maybe a couple grand worth of gear, $2,500 worth of gear.
Thank you.
All right, some trivia questions?
Yeah, we have some trivia questions. Which one do you want to start?
Okay, let's start with, this actually did come up in the episodes. This is a good one. Okay. So some free swag for whoever can answer.
So hands up.
Hands up. What is the name of Martin's familiar? Oh, you're first.
Snuffles.
That's it. You got it. Yay.
You are wearing a T-shirt already, so you want to pick another
T-shirt.
Do you want another dice then? Since he's one of our Indiegogo donors, and so yes, so he yay! Bravo. Yeah, part of one of the Indiegogo swag items is a dice bag, and so we found him to let him have his choice. Do you want another one?
Can I get a DVD?
DVD, of course. Yes. Do you want a whole stack of DVDs? They're all the same. Did you get one of the dice and buttons and stuff? Okay.
I don't think I got a button.
All right, another one. Okay, next question. What is the name of the missing merchant that these guys stole some
This
gear
is going to
from?
have to be people who have
showed up
seen our
in
stuff
episode
before.
0.
I think this came up. I think
He's
his name was mentioned in
referenced
this one.
in the random encounters. If you watch any of them online, he's in episode 0. No.
Yeah, I can't even answer this.
Do the sound guys know even?
Can't remember. I've seen it all. I've seen it.
You've seen the random encounters. Such and such as matchmaking? No?
Oh, he's right.
Okay. Do we tell them? Okay, should we tell them?
His name is Mortimer.
His name is Mortimer.
Mortimer the Magnificent.
Yes.
Mortimer the
Okay.
Magnificent.
Yeah, that's all right.
Who actually ended up, he was our sound guy. And they were like, we need somebody here. And he's like, okay.
He was also an actor, yeah. He has this incredible plastic face. It's like Jim Carrey. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Everybody in my party, much to my chagrin, keeps calling me by my real name, which is Wendy. What is my assumed name, or what would I prefer to be called?
You in the white shirt.
Yeah, I saw you first. That's right, yes.
Come on up.
I think there's lots of answers for this. Do you want to ask a question?
Sure.
Different
Dice bag? Okay, that's the chainmail one, and they are signed and initials and stuff on the inside.
Okay, another one. What is one of the things that Fernando and Edda stole from the merchant?
The cod piece of radiance or glory.
Oh, so close. Cod piece of.
Can anybody help me?
Rhymes with blender.
I think the codpiece of blenders. That's a whole different movie.
T-shirt. Yeah, that's actually. Oh, that's a T-shirt too. Yeah. Scissors are hard.
Just roll the dice.
That actually is Torval. He shows up, and that's his cape.
Yeah. We killed him and made a cape out of his.
It's actually his skin.
Can you guys do a shirt that says glasses are hard to stab with?
Yes. Fantastic. I will work on that when I get along.
These ones do. This one is one of Edda's lines. Etienne goes in the other guy.
It's kind of weird to have my face on people's boobs.
Yeah.
I was walking around with it, and she kept staring at me. I said, "Why are you staring at my boobs?" She's like, "Because my face is right there. It's so weird." And I was like, "Look!" It was pretty funny.
Okay. Another one? Yeah. What's Mark allergic to?
Everything?
Yeah, that's that, pretty much.
That's kind of a loaded question because technically, everything.
Yeah, it's funny because we actually, the actor who plays Martin, Daniel, his mom thought that we wrote that in for him because he is allergic to everything, and that wasn't planned.
You can have a DVD as well.
Being in that tree was particularly funny with him because I think our stereotypical roles is like boy and girl were reversed because I just plunked in there. I didn't care, but he's like, oh, there's things around me. Sure.
That, and he's also from Australia. So if you ask a guy from Australia to step inside,
Yeah,
like
you should go with that
log,
tree.
they'll freak out because everything, in the outback will kill them.
Yeah.
Very aware.
It's like, oh my god, there's bugs and there's everything everywhere. We're like, it's not going to kill you. It really won't.
That's all I had. That's all I had.
Do we have something?
Do we have any? Do we come up with any questions?
We've got. This is a tough one though. What's the name of the missing ranger in the original party?
Well, that is a hard one.
We do talk about her quite a bit, so if you see me
There's a hand over here.
No, that's
Cleric.
missing cleric. So there's a cleric and an elven ranger.
There's a cleric and a ranger. Any other guesses out there? No? Okay. Well, if you think of it, I think we probably, if we're going to play episode 12, we got to play it now.
So I think we're going to play episode 12. So yeah, we still have DVDs, dice bag, odd dice bag, t-shirt, dice buttons. Come, Joanna has to run away, but right after the panel. But I'm going to be around, and
nobody's seen episode 12 yet.
So come find us.
Yeah, okay. No worries.
So yeah, major spoiler alert right now. But this is one of the most amazing episodes.
You will still enjoy it even if you don't know anything about it.
Phenomenal. Thanks to everybody who came. And thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Go to watchstandardaction.com. Share with your friends. Please like.